Good afternoon, everybody. Fan Steve here once again. It is Thursday the 10th, and today I am going to be showing you a very fun video today. I'm sure that you all remember of a video that I did of my new TV here a while back, as well as my Famicom. And I did mention that I would make a video showing off the games in our collection, and that's exactly what will be presented today. These are the games that go to our system. These are the games that came along with the Famicom that shipped in from Japan. This is my younger brother's birthday gift, I guess is what it was. And there was a few more that just came in. This is basically all the original Japanese games, as well as the system. As you can see, Super Famicom, which is the original Japanese name, maybe the company that made the Super Nintendo. You can see how there's a lot of similarities between this and the one that we have here in America, but different. This one, in my opinion, looks a lot more cooler. You see, there's the power there, and there is for ejecting and inserting the game, and there's reset, and there is the input for the controllers. This is the controller here. There's the buttons, how they're all in color. Nintendo Super Famicom controller. There's the model number, and of course, made in China. So I guess I will start off. We'll start off with this one. But I think this was one of the very last games that was being made for the Famicom. Was never released in America. I think this only came out in Japan, and it was released in '98. Never seen this game. It's the first time that I'd seen it. We played it the other day. It's a really cool game. Has a lot of really cool graphics to it. There's the artwork there on the front. You see from where the print there is in Japanese. Mega Man X. Technically, this was the first Mega Man game, also known as Rocket Man X in Japan. I know that you all know this one if you're a vintage video game fanatic. I think that looks pretty cool. There's Mega Man there, made by Capcom. This is personally one of my favorites. This is the one that I played in the video that I recorded last month. This is a racing game by the name of F-Zero. It's also well known in America as F-Zero. You can see the Japanese writing there, and came out in 1990. So I'm a year older than this game. I was about maybe a year old when it first surfaced. This is the first adventure of our new hero, Captain Falcon. Little known about him except that he was born in the city of Port Town and has become the galaxy's greatest prize hunter. It's a really fun game. This one shows its age. It's got yellowing on the back. I don't know if there was a sticker there, maybe there was. The tag here looks like it's still in good shape. The front is really not that yellowed. This was released in '91, too, by the way, here in America. And this one is Super Mario World. Yeah, yep, and the artwork is definitely different on this one. There's Yoshi and there's Super Mario and Luigi there in the background. There's Bowser and his minions. I think this was known as Super Mario Brothers 4, maybe, or 5. It came out right around the same time as Super Mario Brothers 3, if I'm not mistaken. This was, yeah, I think this was one of the earlier games for the Super Nintendo or the Famicom too. This is another great game that I enjoy playing. Came out in '90 and this was released in '91 here in the States. The tag is kind of scratched up there and torn. Little discoloration here on the back. It's weird. The whole thing is made out of plastic. One side of it's discolored, and the other looks like it did when it was new. That's weird. Maybe these were stored away in a room or something, or a compartment somewhere for a while. Who knows? And I do believe this is Kirby Superstar. Came out in '94. There's the artwork there. This looks like it's still in really good shape. I don't see any discoloration on this one. The tag is still well intact. This is another great game that I enjoy playing. This is another cool game. I think this is a combat game. I'll play it every once in a while. Japanese artwork there just looks really cool. Super Famicom, licensed by Nintendo, and this was one of sort of the later games. This looks like it's aged well too. Another one of my favorites, Donkey Kong Country. This came out in '94 in Japan and was released in here in the States in '94. Same time. This was being produced and made I think in a small building in the countryside of England. I think RC Pro AM and a few other games were also made by this company. This is one of my favorites. I've played it many times. I have never beaten it. I think the last time I played it was maybe about 2 or 3 years ago, but I do intend to give it a go. This one looks okay too. It's in good shape. Another Kirby game, Super Deluxe. This came out in '95. Played this a time or two. It's a really cool game. There's a few scuffs there on the back. I don't know what that is. Another racing game by Namcot. This came out in '94 as well. I have played this, and there's reasons why I can't play it. This is probably one of the most complex games on a Super Nintendo I have ever played. If not probably the loudest that I had ever played. It has really cool artwork. Maybe I could fire this up and give a demonstration of that sooner or later. No discoloration, everything is still intact. This is a soccer game. I don't know what this one is called. I don't think I'd ever seen this before. These are some of these games that I had never seen, because of course I did not grow up in Japan, and some of these games just never made their way to the States. And you can see somebody's writing there. It's in Japanese. There's the letter number 4. Maybe this was a fourth sequel to this or something. This came out in '93. I have not played that yet, but I'm interested. Uh-oh. And this is Street Fighter 2 Turbo. This is a really neat, cool game. This came out, technically, this was a thing of the early 90s. There's 91, 92, 93, and it was made by Capcom. Okay, let's put that to the side there. Let's pick these up. We're going to get to those here in a minute. This is another really cool one. Look at that artwork. That is phenomenal. I think this is Kirby 3. This came out in '97. This was one of the Nintendo's later games. This doesn't show any signs of age to it. It's a really cool one. Have a look at that artwork there for a minute. You can you can tell that's definitely a thing of the '90s. And you all know this one, Dragon Ball Z Hyper Dimension. I knew that there were Dragon Ball Z games for the game systems, particularly for the PlayStation, but never had I seen one for the Super Nintendo. But of course, I think this was only something that was seen in Japan. It's some really cool artwork. There's Goku, there's Vegeta, and there's Vegito. This came out in '96. Actually, I think these games came out for the Famicom right after the series ended in '95, and '96 is when Dragon Ball Z made its way here to America. That's when it first came out. That's when I had first seen it. And I'm not sure what this is. I don't think I had played it, but I'll give that a go and see what that's all about. This came out in 92. This really cool animation there that definitely looks 1992 to me. Another Dragon Ball Z game. This is Dragon Ball Z Fighters 2. And this came out in 93. And I think this was actually the same time that this, you see there's Super Saiyan 2 Gohan there, and there's Goku that was going throughout the Cell Saga. And this was right in the time period of when Dragon Ball Z was going on in Japan, which was in 93. So that looks pretty cool. It's some really good shape, nothing wrong with it. Another Dragon Ball Z game. There's Boo and there's Goten and Trunks. And this came out in 94. This is another Dragon Ball Z combat game. One of these I've played, I think I played about a month ago. And I haven't played it much since then, but these games can be they're a little tough. Only if you're an amateur, of course. Another Dragon Ball Z game. And there's Cell, that's actually my favorite villain right there. And there's Goku, that was during the Cell games. It's a really cool animation. It's a little discolored there on the back, but nothing major. And yet another Dragon Ball Z game. This is one of the earlier ones. This came out in 1992, and there is Dragon Ball Z's widely known, most popular and well-known villain, which is the Emperor Frieza. And then there's Goku. And the artwork is pretty much the same as the others. This is even for an older one, this looks like it's aged okay. And this one is a game called Magic Adventure. I'm not familiar with this one. But I don't think it's a combat game. Actually, I don't think I'd played it yet. This one is another one of 92. It's really cool animation. Okay, and now I can show you Game Boy games. This is the Super Game Boy game hookup that came with it. And this is Kirby Dreamland 2. This came out in 1995. This is another one of my favorites. And this one is the very first Kirby game that ever came out. It came out in 1992. I've played it here and there. It's a really neat game. I think anything by Kirby was a neat game. I am not familiar with this one either, but I think this is a baseball game. This is an older one. This came out in 1990. I think it's really cool animation. Upside down. Another Kirby game. I wish this stupid thing would focus. This one came out in 97. This was one of the later Kirby games for the Game Boy. This is a Kirby Tetris game. This one is of 1995. I happen to really love these puzzle games and the Tetris games. You all know this one, Dr. Mario. This here's an ultimate masterpiece. Look at that information. Check that out. This, of course, is from 1990. Maybe that was a tag or something when it was being sold in the store. I'm not sure what that is. I know that it was there when the game's delivered. And last one. I think this was probably the second Kirby game. This is of 1993. This one looks like it's aged over the years. Well, okay, everybody. Well, I hope that you all have enjoyed this little show and tell of our video games. This is what I love to do in my spare time. I do intend to get more, and whenever that time comes is when I'll be making more videos of this. I hope that you all have enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, and comment. And I will be getting a video eventually of me demonstrating the games. I hope that you all have enjoyed, and that'll do it for now, and bye-bye.